Hey guys, it's Michelle from Kashelle Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I wanted to show and do another haul with a bit of mixed media. I had so much fun last time doing that, and I felt like this video could do the same. So on one of Tim Holtz lives, he had mentioned that Ranger was going to release some of their vault colors. It's kind of weird saying that, but there was some distressed colors that they put into the vault in the sense of, or discontinued them altogether. And so he kind of begged and pleaded over a period of time, I believe it was, and they finally gave in, I feel, and did a limited run for 20 colors, which fell into the release of their multi-storage tin. So Ranger actually had a pretty good deal going on. I think I picked this up for about $65, which included free shipping. I do know other independent stores and retailers are also selling them either in the cluster bundle or in their own pack. So, or individually. So you just have to shop around if you're looking for this. I have no distress paint in my arsenal or my craft room, however you want to depict that. So I took the opportunity after watching his demonstration, which to me, he's a magician, in the sense of how he can take one thing and turn it into a masterpiece in my mind. So I decided to dive right in and invest and choose the bundle. And so I picked up all the 20 colors that were, I guess you call it discontinued or retired, maybe retired. This pack right here is so cute. So I did leave them in the original pack so you can kind of see the colors that came in each one. So this particular pack, if you purchased it as such, because that's how I guess they were selling them to the companies, and the companies then decided how they want to do so. Sell them as a package individually or a bundle, it's their decision. So this package had spun sugar, or has spun sugar, tattered rose, festive berries, and aged mahogany. So that is this bundle. And then this bundle had, or packaging had, tumbled glass, stormy sky, blueprint sketch, and wilted violet. This one has wild honey, rusty hinge, ripe persimmon, and dried marigold. I love how he comes up with these names. It's so cool. This one has pumice stone, gathered twigs, brushed corduroy, and old paper. And the last one, which this one's moved, sorry for the crinkling, has, okay. This one has crushed olive, forest moss, lucky clover, and pine needles. Sounds like Christmas. So I picked up that. Then the multi-storage bin actually has the option for you to use either, not both, either the distress paints that I just showed you. Oh, silly me, it was open on the other side. You either have the option to hold 20 distress paints, 24 distress reinkers, or 20 distress mini sprays. So it does inform that of you on the front. And then if you didn't catch his live, so you are aware, on the inside, it does have two different, what do you call it, inserts. And depending on what type of product you are going to use it for, it will depend on which one you're going to keep in there. So you don't want to have both of them in there because it won't work right in the sense of keep your products in place. All right, you know, you try to do things so you don't break anything, and then it doesn't work for you. My gosh. Anyways, so you have the clasp here on the bottom, and it would open this way, and then that's where you have the two inserts. This one's upside down. I believe he indicated that you do want this portion, I hope you can kind of see that, how it's thicker on this side, to be closer to your clasp, because as you close it, this portion of the lid might nick the top of it. So you might have to, you know, bring it out a little bit to do that. So I think the insert inside is to hold my paints. Yep. So these are going to hold the paints. Now the paints are individually wrapped as well. So again, that way the individual company could sell them individually. You know, I'm just putting all of these in here without any purpose. So anyways, you kind of get the point. I do have to add the color on the top so I know what color I'm grabbing. But that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Obviously, you can keep this, throw it out, recycle it, whatever works for you. If you're not going to have the intent to put this somewhere else and then use this for your oxide, your reinkers. I don't have any reinkers, so I'm just going to recycle this. And then now let's do some crafting. So I'm going to push this to the side and get out my glass mat. And I thought it would be cool to play with some of these colors. I did take out, I want to play with these and maybe those. So I'm just gonna close these up for right now. Put these here in case I need those colors. And so I keep my glass mat off to the side of my table. I have like a little gap between my wall and my desk, and so it just lives there until I need it. I want to change this so it's not glaring, you guys. No. All right, well, you're gonna see circles, and I do apologize for that. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, so what I also have on my table is a heat gun to dry the paint and then build from that. I want to try that technique. I also have some Stampers Anonymous array of options because I'm not sure what we're gonna do this time. So first we're just gonna color. I like coloring. And so why don't we try doing the blues first. And what I recall is that you want to just use a dab. Of course, I probably should have opened all of these before we did this, right? If you heard that thunder, it's raining here. It's a nice thunderstorm to craft with. So I wanted to do it with you guys. Do you guys ever throw things on the floor while you're crafting and then you just pick it up later? Or do you guys put stuff where it belongs? Are you a messy crafter on the floor or are you a tidy one? Curious. I sometimes am both, depending on what I'm doing. I try really hard to make things in the basket of the garbage can, which is literally right next to me. But sometimes it doesn't get there. And then I'm like, oh, well, I'll just deal with it later. So, and later usually ends up being the following day because then I get tired. Oh my goodness, these things want to make it so difficult for you. And I wish it was perforated, but I do not see any perforation. You know, and I'm thinking that as I'm doing this, I might need that white, which I think is pumice stone, if I'm not mistaken. So give me 1 second, guys. I'll be back after I open all these so I don't waste time, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I decided to unwrap all of them, but I only opened the inside of these 4. I'm going to try Wilted Violet, Pumice Stone, Spun Sugar, and Stormy Sky. I'm gonna see what these do, and we can see if we need to open more for another project. But I'm just gonna basically put a dab of each one. I wonder if I'm supposed to put this on the glass mat and not the other mat. So then what I want to do is I want to spritz it with some water. I think that's what we're supposed to do. And then I'm basically going to smear it. So let's see what happens. Oh, that kind of came out cool. And then what if I go that way? Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put some heat to it. So hopefully this doesn't go crazy with you on the speaker. So then what I also want to do is get a paper towel and kind of dab some of this out. And then I also want to see if I know it's not the Distress Oxide, but I'm just kind of curious. Why don't we just go back in with some more paint? I feel like it's lacking paint, but maybe I just go in when it dries. So let's dry it some more. There was the thunder. So I think what I want to do is just put my paper towel down and then lift, although it didn't really lift. There we go. Okay, I think what I want to do next is put some more color down. Let's put more purple. I feel like we need more blue. And then I want to see, but I don't want it. I know I'm doing this wrong. Where is my brush? And some water. Sorry, the thunderstorms worry my doggy and she starts pacing. See? I don't like that. I wonder if I can let it drip. I know it's not ink, but I mean, I know it's not alcohol ink. All right, let's get some pink, I guess. I mean, I guess it's doing something. We just don't know what it's going to be, right? I feel like it's too thick. It's not... there, like that, and just let it fall. I'm trying to make it fall. And then I think let's go in here and get some blues, which I feel like I'm making a huge mess everywhere, but that's the fun of it. like how that came out. I feel like that's too wet there. All right. Let's go into, I feel like this paper is gonna just break on me. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm liking it better now. So let's dry that up. So that kind of dried up a little bit, but it's still wet, so I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm going to then get another one. And in fact, why don't we use white cardstock? I'm going to slice it up a bit because I think it's too big in what I want to do with it. Alright, so now we're going to work on white, and I think I'm going to leave everything the way it is. Put this in the sink. And then what we're going to do is let's use the whites and see what we come up with. So I'm just going to... Oh, that's cool. Alright, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. I think we need some more pink. I don't have any gray on there. Okay, let's add some gray. And a little bit more blue. Sorry for the noise. And then add more water. Everything just seems to want to fall right now. And then what we're going to do is go like that, and like that, and pick that up, and then, I don't know, that looks kind of neat. Alright, so let's heat this up a bit. So I'm going to grab another paper towel, and I am going to see what stuff I get off. So it's not so, oh look, and it kind of left an indentation. It's kind of cool. Alright, so I see I have a lot of purple, so I want to bring in some more blue, and it kind of looks a little, I kind of like that right there. Let's see if I'm able to add it's kind of hard to think where do you want a color. You know, you don't want all of it to go everywhere, right? I'm making a huge mess. Okay, so I think we're done with these colors. I'm going to clean off my surface and we're going to play with some other colors, which I gotta open because I didn't know which ones I was gonna open yet. So let's clean this off. I always feel like it's important to have a roll of paper towels in your craft room, because the first time I did not have any paper towels in my craft room, I was like, oh my god, where is my paper towel? And I had a huge mess on my desk. And so after that moment, I was like, I need to have it just live here. So I don't know if you guys are messy crafters, but as you can see, I am definitely one of them. So let's see, let's put those 4 colors aside. And what colors should we do next? Do we want to do something, I mean, summer would be what, orange? Would it be orange, this blue? I don't know, I don't know. I don't know, I'm feeling those colors for some reason. But they don't feel like summer, they feel like fall. Well, let's just try them. Let's see what happens. So after you open up all the stuff on the outside, you have to take these little things off, because then your paint won't come through. And as you can see, some of it starts seeping out, and so I just brush off any excess that I can. And then on a paper towel, I just put that there so it doesn't mess up my garbage can. And of course my fingers get all full of color. That's a pretty orange. Ripe persimmons. So let's see what these turn out to be. I'm gonna fold that up so it is out of our way and make sure my hands aren't full of stuff. So I guess the thing that I've learned, at least from doing this, is that you need a lot of water if you want to have a different effect. So let's do a white again, and then we'll do the tag. So let's try it without this and see what happens. Just curious. So let's clean this so we get all this color off. I'm kind of curious if this does any different than with having the matte and not having the matte. Okay, so we're going to be using Blueprint Sketch, Ripe Persimmons, and Forest Moss. So let's see what comes of it. So guess we'll put some there and some there. Those colors are so pretty together. And some there. I don't know how much we're gonna need. And then let's, okay, so I think you need the glass mat. Maybe that was my problem. Okay, here we go. Oh, look how pretty that is. Okay, we just don't want to get it muddy, so let's go. And then we need something. Oh, got the orange all messed up. Let's get some orange in there. So let's spray this and see if any of the stuff moves. It's kind of cool. that's a little bit of a mess there. So I'm gonna clean that up because I really wanted more orange in mine. And so let's do this again with the other one. So definitely from my experience, don't use the I forgot what this is called. The sheet that comes with the glass. Take this off so that way I feel like I got better results the first time than this. So I definitely like this a lot better. So let's dry this off. Or heat it up really, not dry it off. So the white paper that I'm using, and hopefully you can hear me, is just basic 85-pound cardstock or 65-pound cardstock. It's just the cardstock I buy at Walmart, nothing special. And then the tags that I was using were the Tim Holtz Ideology tags. Alright. So hopefully you guys heard all that. So Ideology tags are the ones I've been using, which are these. And then this paper is just your basic white cardstock that I pick up at Walmart. I think it's 65-pound or 85-pound. So let's put more ink on here. I'm gonna move this off to the side. And let's dry off my surface. It's like, how many paper towels did I go through? Probably 5 already. So really good to have them. And I use the half ones because I don't like to use the whole sheets when you know you're gonna go through multiple ones. All right, so let's do the same colors again. I think what I'm gonna do is put the blue on this side and then the green over here. Okay, and now we're gonna spritz it with water, get those colors flowing, and then we are going to dive on in. Ready? Here we go. So that, we gotta swoosh it. That was cool. So let's see if we can do it from the bottom. Ah, we got that mud thing going and it picked that up. Let's see if we can. Ooh, look, did you see that? Oh, so cool. So let's get that going down. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, let's see if I can just pick up. All right. I don't think that green works for me. But I do think it's the glass mat that helps better with the movement of the colors. And that is so cool. So, what do you think so far? I think we're having some fun. So I think next time I'm not going to use the green. Let's clean this bubby up. So I'm going to dry these tags up and then we can use some stamps unless the other ones are dry. Okay, so I think I'm gonna dab these that we did earlier, get these dried off so we can do some stamping. You do want to make sure that you see how that got still wet paint on my napkin that I'm not going back in with that color if I don't want it to come back off there. I mean, it didn't turn out terrible. And this one I think has some paint here. Okay, so this one still has to dry. We'll move that over. All right, so what I decided to do was bring out my Misty, only so that way I don't have to figure out what stamping block I'm gonna need. And then what I think we're going to do is figure out, I think this one for right now is gonna be a random thing. So I'm gonna take out all these doodads I don't think I need, because I'm gonna be using, so if you've never seen a Misty before, I think this is a 6x8 one. Yeah, 6x8. And so this contraption and many different brands sell different types of ones. I know Tonic has their own, and I think We Are Memory Keepers might have one too. So it has a magnet in the back, and basically you line up your cardstock, and obviously it can only be a 6x8, no greater. They do have others that are bigger. I decided to just opt for this one. And so this is just to hold my paper in place, so that way when we can use this one. So that way when we put our stamps down, if it doesn't come out as vibrant of the color we want because it got smudged or we forgot to ink a section, you're able to go back over it again, which I think is so freaking cool. Okay, so like for example, I'm gonna use this number 5. So I can place my number 5, and it's gonna be the stem portion down. Let's say I want to put it there. So I'm going to make sure all this is lined up. I'm going to put it right there. And so when I come down with my stamp, this portion that was facing up is going to now stick to my plastic. Okay? So when I come down, it's going to stamp where I positioned it. So it also helps because this has grids, and you can see based on the grid if it's set the way you want it, if you want it slanted, straight, whatever you want. We're gonna use VersaFine ink, or if you want any archival, something or pigment. You don't want something that's going to be water-based in case we want to add more color to this with some water. So I do want something that's permanent, so we're going to use this, and we're just going to have fun. So actually, you know what? Before we do anything else, let's see if there's anything else we want to add here. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to show you how much fun we're going to have with this. So I'm going to put the 5 there. Let's go with, and I like creating a, what do you call it? A collage of things. They don't have to be perfect. That is the beauty of this. So let's put that there. And then we're gonna put the number 3. And you know what I wanna do? I wanna move this off-centered, and I'm gonna explain to you why. If we want something to go off the page, I'll have space to do that. So what I wanna do is, let's put this down here because it keeps popping up. So we're gonna go back to that. I'm gonna put the 3 here. Let's put this way just for fun. Let's do, what else do we want to do? Let's put this one. As you can see, I haven't used this stamp often. I've just used it for one thing. And then this, let's put this off to the side. Let's put this coming down. Let's put ticket right here. And then what else do we want to use? Because we have a whole bunch of stuff in here. Let's use a little hand guy, and we can have it. Okay, so let's put this. I feel like it needs to be a ticket like that, and we'll put this going down. And then Too funny. I don't know. I feel like this could go here. Okay. And then let's use one of these factory buttons. Go off to the side. Oh, let's go upside down now. Like this. And then we can put this one straight. Now I do see a bubble in my image, and I don't know if I have another magnet that will work for that. No, you see this will be raised. So we're just gonna have to make do. I gotta get more magnets. Oh, maybe one of my magnets for my scrapbooking. There. Okay, I feel better about that. All right, so let's find out what else we want to use, because we can fill up this whole sheet. It's really what we want to do. Let's look to see what else we have. So this one that I just picked up, we can actually use this light bulb. I kind of like that. And then I don't know. Let's see. This last one we'll put here, and then we'll see what happens, because we just like went crazy. All right, so we're gonna see how this works. So we're gonna come down, and I'm going to put pressure. I do have a Stampendable, it looks like an air hockey joystick. So we're gonna push that down, and we're gonna see, did it all come up? So you see how it all came up where we want it. Now I did see some movement with the 5, but I'm fine with where it's at. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our ink, whatever ink you wanna choose. I'm gonna use VersaFine, like I said, and we're just gonna ink everything up. So now we're gonna ink it all up. You want to make sure you get everything. Now these obviously have not been used, so you definitely want to make sure you're getting everything. And for some reason this light bulb is not really wanting to apply, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I think we're good for so far. Remember, we can come back with it. So now we are going to press it. Here we go. So we're just going to come right back down. And I'm going to use this. If you don't have one of these, you just want to use your palm. And I'm going to push down, and I'm going to basically slide this over everything. Apply a little bit of pressure, because again, we have this set, so we can come back and add more ink if we want to. So now we're going to lift. And again, those magnets are going to help when we lift for the ink to separate and the paper not to shift. Very important. So now we're going to lift. And then we can see the light bulb like didn't even want to press for some reason. And then we missed all of that. And if you can kind of tell, all that ink is still left and you still see it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back, and I'm going to go over those areas again. You guys can't see, sorry. And I'm going to make sure I get those spots. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is, I noticed that the service, the skill, basically this side, that side. All right, so let's do it one more time. Come back down again, and I'm going to now put a little bit more pressure because it's supposed to pick it. and grab it. Now, if you have one of these Misties, it does come with a foam and a paper that you can use inside your Misty. The reason why I say that is because if you're using clear stamps, you are gonna need some depth, which you might have to put the paper in, or if you're using thinner stamps, you might need the foam, so it gives your elevation to your project. Okay, that dumb light bulb does not want to press for some weird reason. Oh, okay, now we got it. I think everything else took. So now you just want to clean off your stamps. Unless you're gonna make another one, which I wanna change it up a bit. But if you were also doing multiple runs of the same layout, this is it's also a good idea to purchase one of these. Not this particular one, but just any type of stamping system, because it will be so easy for you. These things just don't want to stick. So I'm just taking them off because it's easier on here to do that. So what do you guys think? I think this is kind of cool. So we're going to take this off. You can kind of see that still wet. But I think it came out fun. So we can either cut this up, we can put into tags, like the ticket went slanted. You can do whatever you want with it, but I just love how it gave that color concept in the back, and then you could utilize it in anything you want to do. So that was fun. I'm gonna clean this off and then we can do another one. I was thinking that we could do this one, but we have to take off that ink. Just gonna smear it off. Okay, so here's my thought. We're gonna kind of do the same concept, but we're gonna do this Halloween. I know it's not Halloween, but why not? So we're going to put this there and put that there. Just push that off. And I have a bunch of Halloween ones. So I think that Sugar Skull would be so cool, but we also have the Scarecrow with all that other stuff. So see, this is the problem. Things get addicting because they're fun. So I'm gonna put these away real quick, so that way I like to clean up where I'm at. And I think this one here, and this one here, that one's done. This was here. I always find that if you clean up as you go, then when you're tired and exhausted, it's not that much work later, unless you made a mess on your floor. So just put them all back real quick. They don't have to be perfect. And that's it. Okay, well, I'll just indent those later. So we're gonna use the Scarecrow one, and let's see how this one goes. All right, so I'm thinking, come on, little guy. Okay, let's see how far down I can go with this. Which way should I do it? Maybe we should do it the opposite direction. Oh, jeez. I need to get magnets. That is for sure. Okay, so we put him here. I feel like off-centering him is kind of cool. We can have the bats come like that. And let's see what kind of the moon. I think the moon off like that. Let's see, maybe we should do it the other way. Because I want the moon like at a distance. Oh, the bats upside down would be fun. Okay. Trying to position to figure out where I want all this to go. And I tell you, you know, there we go. So I kind of don't even want the moon there, but I want like the moon there. Does that make sense? And then that goes there, and then we can have what does that look like, guys? Okay, let's just press it, see what happens. So I'm going to pick up my stamps. Let me just do this and make sure they all picked up. And then we're going to then stamp them. I think I'm going to stick with my VersaFine black ink. And I'm going to get them all inked up. As you can see, I have not used this since I purchased it last year. Okay. Let's go see what happens. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna put pressure down. This time I'm gonna try to do it all in one press. Okay, now we're gonna lift. Okay, so it didn't really get a lot down there. Let me try before I have to re-ink it. And see. Okay, I mean, I'm satisfied with it. What do you guys think? I think it's so cool. Okay, I don't know if I'm more excited than you guys, but I love it. So we have the moon off to the side with the bats coming from it and by the light of the moon, and then we have our little scarecrow. So this can definitely, once it dries, I can flatten it with a book, run it through my Mink or anything that's heat resist, a heat thing, and then I can apply it to something. I mean, it's so cool. It could be on the front of a card. So pretty. All right, guys. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you stuck around past the haul portion and craft with me, let me know if any of this inspires you, if you learned anything from my mistakes, because we well know that you don't want that sheet on your glass mat if you have one of these. It definitely was way better without it. And I'm probably going to go check his video out again, which I'll put in the link down below if you guys missed it or want to know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for liking, sticking around. If you like the content, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet and you would like to see more videos, definitely hit the subscribe button and then the notification so you're alerted when more videos come out. Have a great day. Have a crafty day. Take out some of your stuff and play with it and enjoy. I will catch you on the next video. Take care.